Hello, welcome to week 5 of social isolation. Everything's fine. Welcome to week 5. I think it's week 5. It feels like it's week 5. I come to you dressed in almost full actual garments today because I just wanted to make an effort for you, because last week, while my jumpers were fabulous, the rest of me, I assure you, was not. Update the first. This is Sahis. He's doing wonderfully. This leaf is just like flourishing. I'm very excited for this particular leaf. I love you, please don't. He's going to be just fine. Right, where do we get up to? I just finished The Mermaid, the Witch, and the Sea, and I'd started The Skyweaver. Oh, so I haven't done too much since then. I finished The Skyweaver. It was alright, it was 3 stars, it was fine. It got a lot better towards the end, where there was more kind of romancy stuff, and less whinging, I guess is the word I would use. I think overall it was just sort of why is this book happening? There wasn't a strong enough antagonist, there were kind of too many antagonists. If you're gonna read any of the Iksari books, just read The Last Namsara. I don't think you need to read these 2. I might try and reread all 3 of them to see if it makes sense, because there was quite a big gap between all 3 of them, especially given that they were self-published before, so they must have existed in some form. Anyway, that was fine. Then I was going to finish The Doors of Eden because I was desperate to be done with everything, and then ended up actually not doing that. It's a lot longer than I felt like it was going to be. It's quite dense. So instead I finished my audiobook of The Dragon Keeper, which I really enjoyed. Oh, it's very, very good. It ends in an odd place in that not actually that much has happened in the story. It's very much a whole book of setup, which I found, interesting. It'll be fascinating to see where the next book goes in terms of whether the plot is all in the third one, if you know what I mean. I can't say I'm going to jump ahead into the next one. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with my next Audible credit. It's all a bit tricky. I don't know why I'm hoarding them, but apparently I am. And then I have read about 15% of The Doors of Eden by Adrian Tchaikovsky, and I have mixed feelings at the moment. The plot I'm really interested in. It's, 2 girls go out onto Bodmin Moor, only one of them comes back. What's happening? There's a murder mystery going on. It's all kind of weird and sci-fi, but also fantasy, and typical Adrian Tchaikovsky. I can't explain this to you, it's too weird. There's just one moment and it's bothering me, and there's a trans character introduced, and she's very much a side character. She's part of an investigation that the kind of detective-y, whatever organisation he's in, it's not like CIA, MI5 kind of stuff, but it's that vibe. He's investigating, there's a trans character introduced, and for some reason Adrian Tchaikovsky feels the need to say, like, and here's what she looked like before, let me describe it to you, and it's just like, they're so unnecessary, and so not in the spirit of how I think trans women should be represented in fiction. It should be, this is who they are now, and if you want to explicitly say that your character knew them before, then that's fine, just say they knew them before, move on, don't give me a description of it. It bothered me, it was unnecessary, and it felt like, look how good I am, I'm putting a trans character into my book, which I don't think really works. Skirt update, that's the last thing we were going to update you on. I have started on the embroidery. It is just shapes at the moment that you're not even going to be able to see. There we go, it's just shapes at the moment, which I'm going to rough out and then do some detail stuff later, or maybe leave it as abstract shapes, which I kind of enjoy, but I'm trying to work out what the next one will be, whether I do like a steeple or just kind of 2 interlocking shapes. I haven't decided. So yeah, it's good to have on in the background while I'm doing other things. Today is Bank Holiday Monday, so I'm not at work today. My asthma and my allergies are just having a field day today. There's like a tree blossoming right there. I'm just staring at it like, it's your fault. It's your fault, I'm wheezy. So if you can hear that, I apologise. Bank Holiday Monday, I'm not going to do anything in particular, but yeah, it should be a fairly chilled day. I may update you this evening. I think that might be my other goal this week, is to not just check in the mornings. We'll see, we'll see. I've moved my camera once, so we're already doing better than last week. Hello, it is Saturday evening. Yeah, I think we can reasonably call 8:45 the evening. I've had an incredibly unproductive day, deliberately. I watched some Community, I played Witcher 3, I did nothing of consequence, really, but I'm vlogging now because I did finish The Doors of Eden. That was kind of my one thing I wanted to get done today. Not final verdict, but immediate verdict, I guess, is the actual meat of the book is very good. I liked that a lot. I liked the plot. It's quintessential weird Adrian Tchaikovsky. It feels a bit like he knew he wanted to write more weird what would happen if X evolved in this way stuff, but knew he didn't want to write the same book over and over again, so put it all into one, was my reading of it. So that stuff is all really good. I think I just got so stuck on the representation not being great, and it's not terrible, you know, it's not offensive, it's not, well, at least I didn't read it as such. It's not malicious or anything. It just feels like, you know, that feeling you get when you talk to someone, you're like, I'm not entirely sure that I can trust you to know what you're talking about, and at some point you're going to slip up. And it's that whole writing things that aren't what you know. And maybe that's a me thing, you know, maybe that's my reading of it. This is heavy stuff for early in the vlog, I apologise. But yeah, that kind of coloured my reading of it. So I ended up deciding to give it 3 stars. It might change. As I say, liked it. Looking forward to hearing what some more heavy sci-fi readers think, because I think there's probably some stuff I'm not picking up on in that. I guess we'll all just continue to wait for Justine's review, as I do with all sci-fi. I'm going to continue to do nothing this evening, and I will see you tomorrow for the first day of work post a lot of people being furloughed. So that will be exciting and interesting, and I will not look even this put together by the end of tomorrow, I expect. I'll see you then. I'd like everyone to please welcome back our dearest friend Insomnia, who was away for the weekend but has since returned to us and is ready to hang out. Of course, we all hate Insomnia, but you know, don't tell her that. Happy Tuesday! Yes, Insomnia did in fact return. It was a joyous time had by all. Haha, not me. But the issue with that is, normally when I can't sleep, I read. Normally when I can't sleep, I read my review copies and books I have digitally, because I can just have them up on my phone. But I've run out of those, so I had to start something completely, I was about to say illicit, that sounds dodgy, but just that isn't on my TBR. So I started, what's it called? These Divided Shores by Sarah Rush, which I had been planning on reading anyway, but had a loan out from the library that I was thinking I probably wouldn't ever get to. I read the first one, couldn't remember anything about it, started the second. Please don't expect me to say anything coherent at any point about this book, because it's what I like to think of as a midnight book. As in, it only makes sense at midnight when I'm reading it, and then in the morning I can't remember anything about it, but I keep reading it anyway. So that's happening. But if I am following the rules of my TBR, I have one more review copy to pick up. It's time! I'm very excited to read The Camelot Betrayal. I'm going to pick it up today. I'm going to probably finish it today. I'm going to have a wonderful time doing it. As I said in my little check-in yesterday, today is going to be, I think, quite difficult. It's going to be the new normal at work temporarily. So I'm hoping I can get some reading in betwixt all of that stress that's going to come in my way. Not much else to add, really. It's about 8 o'clock, and I've just finished The Camelot Betrayal. I thought it was pretty good. It's not gay enough. Despite having queer romance, it's still not gay enough. But I hold out hope for book 3. Will I be holding out hope forever? Quite possibly. I don't know. I think I'll be very frustrated if there's none of it in the main plotline. Weeds. That's all of my review copies read. It's not even the 15th. Success. Pondering what to read next. Maybe a decision for tomorrow morning. Maybe a decision for now. I don't know, and I don't want to decide now, so I'm going to sign off for the evening. I'm going to go play video games, and I'm going to have a nice time, and I'll see you in the morning. Hello. Was that as fun as I thought it would be? Yes. Merry Tuesday. No, it's not. It's not Tuesday, it's Wednesday. Merry Wednesday. I'm here again. Can't bother to move my camera. A classic. I had a lovely evening yesterday. No more reading was done, so I won't bore you with the details. This morning I was like, oh, I need to pick another book, because I still hadn't dealt with that decision. So in the end I decided to let my TBR stack make the decision for me, and just picked up whatever was on the top, which is Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. I know there are bookmarks in this, but I've not yet started it. I've literally just picked it up when I sat down, and now I have to start work. So that will be a later job. I don't think I'm going to shoot to read this in one day. Just something tells me that would be not the best decision, so maybe give myself a couple of days on this one. I will see you later. Come on. You're better than this. Ahoy, happy Thursday morning. I really like Thursdays. Thursdays are my favourite day of the week, almost always. And I've got a reading update for you. I'm just over 200 pages into Order of the Phoenix. That is going alright. It is one of my favourite books. We had one of my favourite scenes, which is the scene where they're cleaning. There's been a whole lot of Fred and George, who are my favourites. And yeah, it's just been a good time so far. I actually think I like this much better than Philosopher's Stone. Partly because there's just been fewer problematic things. So far, as I say, only 200 pages in. Other than that, I've done no other reading yesterday evening. I did nothing else of consequence. I will update you again next time I have something of worth to say. Good morning, it is Friday. How are we all doing? It's the end of another week. It's been a short work week. I remembered I have vlogged since Monday, but I just feel like nothing interesting has happened this week, and I'm kind of depressed about it. I have done some things. Like, I've started some knitting, but it's again a hugely overambitious project that will take ages, so you won't get the satisfaction of seeing me finish it in a week. Reading-wise, I did manage to finish Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix yesterday. I plowed through it. I actually had a really good time. I think it stands up as one of my favourites, with all of the caveats that come with discussing Harry Potter, but I had a good time. There was such a good amount of Fred and George, who are just the best, in my opinion. It was really telling that I'd been reading a lot of fan fiction, because every time Draco was horrible I was like, this isn't Draco, what's happening? And I've completely replaced the character in my mind. That's done, and I think because that took 2 days, today now needs to be a 2-book finish day to kind of keep up the track. So I'm gonna try and get to the end of And Then Came the Flood, which I am still reading. I just haven't talked about it because it's not particularly interesting to say. I read a poem today, but there's not very many left, so I can certainly get through those. I am enjoying this. It is telling to me that I picked this up when I was like an older teenager and not very happy and not very experienced with writing, I guess, and that's not because these are inexperienced. It's just like there's a naivety about this, and there's a willing hopefulness that I don't necessarily think I possess anymore, and that's really interesting. And like, I've had this for a while and I've gone through and annotated it before, and it's interesting to see what I thought was particularly profound before. And then I'm going to also pick up Strata because it's really short, and if I need a 2-book win day, then that will be great. And also it was next on my stack, and that's just kind of how I have to work right now, is not making any decisions and just going, that decision has been made for me. It is the Off the Grid readathon this weekend, which may be today, as in now. I don't know if it's midnight, as in the midnight that's just gone, or the midnight that's coming. The problem with that is that, as you well know, because this is the 5th vlog now, Saturdays are my filming day and my editing day, and Sundays are my uploady days. So I don't actually have a huge amount of time that could be dedicated to reading that wouldn't be anyway. Basically, I'm going to keep trying to read a book a day where possible, and where it's not possible, I will try and kind of smush things together where I can. That's the plan anyway. As ever, I will either update you tomorrow morning or when something interesting happens. Happy Saturday from a woman who has regrets. I regret many things. I regret not editing most of this vlog yesterday, which I normally do on a Friday, so now I have to work most of today doing that. I regret not finishing Strata yesterday. I have about 50 pages left. Annoyed. I regret not planning what video I'm going to film today yesterday, so now I have to think of that this morning. Basically, screw you, Friday me, you made mistakes. I don't know what to film. At the moment, my best idea is to tidy up in here, and that's just not the kind of content I'm ready to produce. So my plan instead is to finish Strata, those last kind of 50 pages, and mull it over a little bit, then go and put minimal face and hair so I look less Swamp Witch, and then at that point hopefully I've either thought of something to film, or I'll do another here's me knitting while I talk nonsense. Why not? How is Strata so far? Honestly, I've taken none of it in, and that's frustrating. It's one of those books where you're like, oh, Terry Pratchett had an idea and nobody said, maybe we won't publish this though. Maybe this is fine just for you. Yeah, it's fine. It's just odd. I've read better Terry Pratchett. I did finish And Then Came the Flood. It's over there. I don't want to go and pick it up. It's a lovely poetry book. Everything I've said already about it kind of still stands. It was nice to reread it. It was nice to revisit those like little highlights that I'd done however many years ago. Annotate your poetry books, kids. It makes for fun reading down the line. When Strata and all of the filming and editing is done, apparently I'm going to be picking up Before They Are Hanged, which is a fairly big book, but it's meant to be Off the Grid readathon this weekend, and so I feel like trying to tackle probably the biggest book that's left on my TBR, with maybe Children of Virtue and Vengeance, because I don't know what the font size is like on that. But yeah, trying to tackle that feels like a good idea, and if that takes 2 days, I've got a couple of short things left I can pull out for 2-day book reads. Anyway, that's what my day's going to look like. I'm not going to sign off now. I will sign off after I've filmed, because then I have to film something because accountability. I will see you later. Alright vlog, I'm going to go. I started filming one thing, hated it profoundly, was just miserable filming it, and went, oh no, I can just film audiobook recommendations. That's what I've filmed. That'll be coming tomorrow when you're watching this, assuming I have time to finish editing the vlog today. I hope you had a lovely week. I hope that the week ahead is looking good for you. I know this week was really boring. I can't really say why. Just nothing exciting happened. I did finish And Then Came the Flood, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, Strata, because I finished that this morning. Something else, and something else maybe. Jaws of Eden, I think I finished that. And Camelot Betrayal. So there you go. We finished many a book. I am at the danger of getting incredibly more chaotic now, and I'm not actually making much sense in my sentences either. So I'm going to go, as ever. Please do comment below with how your week was. If you did any reading, let me know how you are. Just chat. Let's communicate. It'll be fun. You can also comment, subscribe. It makes me feel loved and appreciated, and I will see you in the next one.